it's time for the Gup Speeder collection. And this guy, I guess. This is over 30 Gup Speeders from when the line first started in 2013 to 2017. Although you could argue for me it's only 2016 with the Gup P and the Gup Q, because I haven't had a chance to get my hands on the Gup-J and L because they're extremely rare. Those were the last two produced in 2017. They're also down here, Tweak C Scooter, which isn't a Gup Speeder, and this from some Gup cleaning station set, which is fairly similar to these Gup Speeders, so I brought it along. This is Gup's A to Z, or A to Y I guess you could say, because they never made a Gup Z. They did attempt this Octo Buggy, which is nice, so I guess that could make up for it. The Gup W as well, for some reason they didn't attempt it. That's something Fisher-Price definitely could have done, but they didn't. They made the big scale version, but not the small one. Anyways, let's get into this video. So you've seen the first part of this video where I've shown them all up close, and now for the second part, I'll be ranking them, giving you my personal opinion on which ones I find the best and the worst. So I'm going to start at the top here from left to right, from my favourite to my least favourite. So I have to say the Gup X here in gold is my favourite, probably, because I think it just looks really nice, even with the black treads as well. And of course Captain Barnacles, it's definitely a really nice one. So that's definitely at the top. I may also run through a few things quite quickly, because there are of course a lot of Gup Speeders. But I think the Gup R is quite a nice one. I'm just going to put that here for now. And a few other nice ones I like the Sea Slam Gup A. I like quite a few of the newer ones, of course, the ones we never see in the show. So the Gup-J, the Gup-U, the Gup-Y. Yeah, I think these are all nice. Even the Gup-M. I think I quite like the Gup-T actually. I'm not sure if the Gup-M's nice. The Gup-P and Q are nice, although not at the very top. Maybe R, Y, P, U, Q. I'll have to see. The Gup-H is quite nice. I'm not actually too big a fan of Q, so maybe that can go there. I think F is quite nice. I think this X is also fairly nice. Gup-V as well. Yeah, I think I is also nice. I think I'll just shift that in. K, always a nice one. Yeah, you can see the main Gups, A to E, aren't there because, of course, we see them so much. There are multiple Gup Speeders. There are 4 of the Gup-B and 4 of the Gup-G. I do like this Gup-D, though. And this Gup-G. The Gup-S as well, this is a nice one. It's just, this was one of the earliest ones I ever got, so it's fairly beaten up, I'd say. One I do remember getting in store is this Gup-D. It was really nice. I remember just seeing it on the edge of some sort of, box thing, and then I just took it because I thought, oh, this is a nice one. So I'm lucky I got that, because at the time, I think Gup Speeders were fizzling out, so I'm happy I got those. Oh, and this one, I quite like this one. I think I'm going to do a bit of shuffling now. I just don't really like the Gup-Q. It just seems very small. Yeah, it's one of the smallest, I'd say, the Gup-Q. I think they could have definitely made it bigger. The Gup-O, yeah, I mean, it's alright. It's not one of my favorites, though, again. I think, yeah, maybe... I do quite like the Gup-B, the normal one. I'm not going to be ranking the special ones like these in this section. The Gup-C as well is alright. I'd say the barnacles in the Gup-C looks quite nice, especially compared to the others. And if you look closely, this barnacles actually says 2014, whereas the Shallington in the Gup-C says 2013, and so does Quasi. They're both 2013 molds, but they changed the mold slightly, I guess, for the barnacles one or something. But yeah, the barnacles one does say 2014, which is weird. The colouring is slightly different. The Quasi and Shallington Gup-C are sort of darker blue, very just slightly. Yeah, the barnacles one is lighter. I think barnacles in the Gup-T is quite a nice one too. Sorry, let me zoom out again. Quasi in the Gup-A, always like that one. Shallington. I suppose the silver Gup-B. I'm not a fan of silver, to be honest. I prefer gold, as you can see, but it's still quite a nice one. Again, barnacles in the Gup-A looks quite nice. Barnacles is always in the Gup-A. And Gup-B, he's never in the Gup-B, but still a nice one. These three down here, I think they're just a bit random. I mean, tweaking the Gup-C is normal, and so is paste on the Gup-E. But I mean, they're not really my favourites. The Gup-E looks a bit weird, I'd say. And the Quasi in the Gup-C, we rarely see him in the Gup-C, to be honest. I think there's the Sunfish, and there's probably a couple others. I mean, he's there with the other Octonauts, but I can't remember where he's driven the Gup-C by himself. I guess there is the Arctic Orcas, but not many episodes with Quasi in the Gup-C. If they had done him in the Gup-D, that would be a real crime, of course, because Quasi's never been in the Gup-D, except for that one scene in the Manatees. Now, I'm going to rank the shells for you. I'm going to do right to left this time. I think it's going to be easier. So my favourite is this kelp one. It's really detailed. It's really nice. And then it would have to be the flying fish one. I really love the flying fish Gup-B. I think, yeah, it would be then the Gup-A shadow mode. I'm pretty sure it was called on the box. The turbo booster, which is in the show. And the tiger shark Gup-B, which is also in the show. This one is my least favourite. Not only because it's not actually a feature on the Gup-B. They never show it. Yeah, it just doesn't exist. It's just a bit boring and plain, I guess. It's just a normal Gup-B, just with a hammerhead shark front. This was part of the early concepts of the Gup-B, though. They did have a hammerhead shark version of the Gup-B in the concept art they were drawing. There's an article on Brown Bag Films' website about that. Really interesting, so I guess that's why they did it. They couldn't think of a third shell, so they thought they'd do something from the early concepts being a hammerhead shark, which is what the Gup-Q turned out to be, actually. So yeah, you can see my ranking here. A lot of these, the later ones, do have moving parts, which is nice. So, the Octo buggy with the grabber there, the rotors on the Gup-H, the satellite on the Gup-I, the shovel on the Gup-Y. Yeah, the propellers on, well, the Gup-A, the Gup-F, the Gup-Q as well. The Gup-Qs also glow in the dark. Hopefully you saw that when I was showing them up close. And hopefully you saw as well, this Quasi in the Gup-A is the only one of mine, which is sort of broken. You can take the head off, just pop it off. And yeah, I wonder if they had thought about doing this for all of them. I mean, I think it was supposed to be just glued down, but mine came off. I think it would have been cool if they had done it for all of them, though, like on purpose, because then you could switch out different heads for characters in different Gups. Maybe if you wanted, I don't know, Quasi in the Gup-G, as we said, that would be a crime. But yeah, that would be pretty cool, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, Tweak in the Gup-B, because Tweak's actually been in the Gup-B, unlike Barnacles here. That's another reason why this is a lower down Gup. I might move the Gup-K up a bit. I think I prefer the Gup-F slightly, because I got it later on. Even though the Gup A, B, C, D, E, F, X, R, those 8 were the first ones to be released in 2013, I didn't actually get all of them until a lot later on. I'd already gotten, like, the Gup-V before I'd gotten the Gup-F, the Gup Barnacles in the Gup-A, Quasi in the Gup-B. I think these two, the Gup-F and the Gup-R, I got those quite late on. I remember getting those. I think I actually got those used as well. They're in very good condition, though, and they still are, as you can see. The oldest ones I've probably had are the Gup-S and the Gup-O. You can see they're not the best condition, as I showed. Even this Gup-G on the side is not the best condition, so it's probably one of the older ones I had. I also remember getting the 5, 20, 15, and 16 ones, which were these two, the Gup-T, the C-Slime Gup-A, the Gup-U, those were 2015, and then the Gup-P and Q 2016. I got all of those 5 together. I actually got them from Australia. Some relatives of mine kindly bought them, and then when they were visiting, they brought them over, and I finally got to get them because they weren't available at the UK at that very time, and I'm not sure they ever were after that. But thankfully, I have those today because now this is an almost complete collection. Also, forgot about Parney here, but yes, he'd be at the end of the line as well. My least favourite. This is a huge Gup Speeder. Well, it's an Octo Racer, as they call it, but it's definitely not the same quality as a Gup Speeders, or not as good. The only thing which is better, I'd say, is the wheels, because they actually roll a lot better, whereas the Gup Speeders do not roll very well. I've got 3 Gup-Bs and 3 Gup-As. I can put a shell on each of them, because there are 3 shells. I think maybe Quasi in the Tiger Shark and Barnacles on the Flying Fish looks good. And then the silver one goes, where is it here, with the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead's sometimes slightly hard to get on. And another reason why I put the Gup-A so high, you might be thinking, well, I don't really like slime that much, to be honest, but I think it looks really good with this on. Just lots of kelp camouflage and slime. I think it's a really good version, this, if you combine them together. I think Quasi in the shadow one looks good because, you know, Quasi is a very shadowy character. Not the right adjective there. Maybe you could say the boost is better for Quasi because Quasi likes going fast, but I think it looks more, you know, presentable for Barnacles, whereas this is a very, you know, weird suit that Quasi would probably have. Part 3 of the video is me grouping all of the Gups together with their characters. So in the close-ups I showed you, I did put the characters all together, but this time I'm going to be showing you them all together, so all the Barnacles is in one section, and so on. So you can see there's 3 Dashies, 3 Tunips, 4 Pesos, 2 Shellingtons, 2 Inklings, and 2 Tweaks. Now, of course, as I said, I am missing some. So I am missing 2 of the Shellingtons, so that's half of them. So the Gup-B and the Gup-D Shellingtons, and that would make it 4 for Shellington, the same as Peso here. I'm not missing any Pesos or Barnacles. Tweaks as well would have 3, similar to Dashi and Tunip, with the Gup-J, and Quasi would match the same as Barnacles, with 8 with the Gup-L. So that would be all of them. But I'll show you the ordering of the years. So in 2013, the first one was the Gup-A, and then 2013, so that was the second one, and then 2014, even though this does say 2013, that's only because Tweak in the Gup-G uses the same mold, even though the Gup-G, which this came with, was actually 2014, so that one comes after. Same with the shells, because this Barnacles came with all 3 shells, and then this one as well was 2014, as we said, in part 2 of the video, and the Gup-Y was also 2014. Actually, the Gup-X was 2014. They all came 2014, these 4, so these 5, so the order doesn't really matter too much. This one, 2015. The Gup-B comes first. This one was also 2013, actually. This one is 2016, so that's last. This one, these 2 are 20... Actually, that's 2013, 2014, 2014, 2014, and 2016. Of course, with lots of 2014s, you can never be sure the order they came out. The Gup-E, 2013, and then Gup-D, 2014, I'm pretty sure. That was also 14, and then 16. 2013, 2014, 2013, 2014 again, 2013 and 2014, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2013, 2014, 2015 again, so these are the same. Tweak would also be 2013, 2014 and 2016 with, 2017 with the Gup-J, Shellington and Pacer having 4, and Barnacles and Quasi having 8. Now, I do think Inkling deserved a little bit more than just 2. I think he should be on the same level as Dashi, Tunip, and Tweak. I can understand giving Barnacles and Quasi a lot because they're the main 2 characters, and also having them the same number because, of course, Quasi is equally as important as Barnacles. I do think, though, having Pacer and Shellington having only 4, which is half of Barnacles' and Quasi's, I think that was a little bit mean to them as well. Peso definitely has a lot less. If they had made a Gup W, I'm sure they would have put Peso in it. That would have been really great, but they didn't. While we're here, let me know in the comments below which is your favourite, if you have any of these or all of these. I mean, I think I do have the biggest Gup Speeder collection. Is there any that you wish you had, or any that you did have but you don't have anymore? I'd love to hear you talking in the comments. Again, I really do love this Barnacles Gold. It feels like a special Barnacles. I suppose it is, this one and this silver Quasi. These two sort of go well together. Maybe if they had a bronze Peso or something. I suppose Peso and the Gup D is the closest there is. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's nice how they did get the characters right for most of the Gups. You can see they all sort of fit. Barnacles in the Gup A, Quasi in the Gup B. There are only a couple, like Barnacles in the Gup B, which never actually happens. But it's understandable why they did it. They switched around Barnacles and Quasi for the Gup A and B when they did the shells. It's nice that they didn't reuse Barnacles in the Gup A and Quasi in the Gup B for those shells. They switched up the characters, which is really nice to see that they put that effort in. I don't know why they decided to release the Gup C and D, this Gup D, Barnacles and Quasi, with the Gup G. I think maybe it would have been better to try some new Gups instead, but it's fine that they did repeats. I've put them all in date order here now, so this is all 2013 up to this big Gup D, and then this is 2014 from the Gup M to the Gup X down here, and then these 3 are 2015, and these 2 being 2016. As I said, the Gup-J now with the last 2 in 2017. Just to note, I'm also missing a few variants, so there's a Shellington in the Gup-D, the mission-ready one with all the snap-on shells, like these shells. There's also a Shellington in the Flying Fish Gup-B. Then there are these 3 extras that came with the Arctic Speeders launcher. There's a Gup-O, a Gup-I, and a Gup-S, wherever the Gup-S is here. And all 3 of those are different variants. So the Gup-I with that set has lighter blue legs, and the Gup-O, I'm pretty sure, is black, or this you can see is a very dark blue, but is slightly different, the colouring. And the Gup-S is darker orange in that set. So I've got the separate variants. All of them released together in the Arctic set are different. So with those 3, and then the Gup-B and the Gup-D, that's 5, and if you add the Gup-J now, that's 7. So I'm missing 7, but there are over 30 here, and I'm not sure I'll even get to the 3 variants of the ice sets. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, check out all my other videos, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!